Let's get music. A little loud. All right. We'd be good to go. Yeah. Hey, Kushi. I'm good. How are you? We're gonna be drawing some hands today. Actually, I need to add a little bit more reference into here. I'm tired though. Yeah, I guess you go to sleep. Okay, these are good. Why didn't that work? Huh, they're not gonna open? Copy. What about copy and paste? Okay, that'll work. There we go. No. All right, almost ready here. Hello. That's it. Should do this one. I think that's good enough. Okay. Let's start drawing hands. Start simple. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, this brush. The sensitivity is worse than before or something. Hi Renu. Hi Magnus. Hi 4. Maybe I'm just crazy. Okay. I'm just gonna start drawing. Draw a little bigger. Give me 1 sec. Where? Something wrong with this brush. Oh my god, is that what this is? There it is. Holy crap, that was irritating. And I've been drawing like that the whole time. Jesus. So one thing, yeah, we're doing hands today. Lucky or not, nobody's late. Sorry, there was something wrong with my brush and I knew it. Like it wasn't, the density was just not dropping off the way that it used to. If I touched it, it was just making this hard mark. And it's because I had this slider over here, minimum density, all the way up. I don't remember why I did that. When I was painting yesterday, I was messing around with the settings. You can see, I don't know, you may not have memorized this brush palette over here, but there's this blend brush in here now that I was able to make more like firm edges, and because I'm trying to figure out how to blend better with painting. But one of the annoying things about Paint Tool Sai, or at least the first version of it, is there's no way to like auto the brush back to default settings. Someone online like kindly put together a list of each brush at its default settings, so I just had to go look at it. The night stream went terribly. Only like one person showed up, and I guess because nobody had showed up, I was really focused on the drawing, and apparently the stream crashed after 40 minutes, and I didn't know until I was like almost done. So let me make this a little bit bigger. So it did not go well. Unfortunately. The painting turned out not bad. I can show that later. I know, unlucky. Second stream in a row to crash. I don't know. We're having a lot of rain here, and I know that rain can really screw up. Because, you know, the internet, all the wires run underground and stuff, so. I was painting with that stupid brush the other day though, and I was like, why did it all of a sudden get super dense? And I couldn't figure it out, so I'm glad I did today. Hopefully that won't happen again. Like that may need to be a little bit bigger. You learned something from it. Picking a good time slot that matches as many times as possible isn't easy. Yeah, I honestly, it just all I did to choose my time slot, which is why I choose the morning, is because YouTube tells you when your subscribers are like most active, or when they're on the most, and it turned out to be mornings. So I was like, okay, I will try to do mornings, even though uh, not necessarily like a morning person or anything. First, not just rain, the whole street flooded. If that also is an earthquake, oh my god, where are you, Lucky? By the way, I'm sorry if I forget where y'all live. So far, I think I remember 4 lives in Sweden, and that is about it. And the only reason I probably remember that is because I've been to Sweden and I can connect to it. I'm terrible at remembering stuff. So please try personally. Yeah, and last night's stream was tough too, just because uh, I was working on a painting and it was just so difficult because I really don't know what I'm doing, and I've been saying this to my wife, but like I'm doing stuff from imagination is kind of like you're taking a test, like you're quizzing yourself of what of the knowledge you have, and I'm just realizing how how poorly I studied and like didn't study the way that I should have, and how it's kind of screwed me up a bit. But it's okay, because I'm very interested in learning, and I'm excited to learn new stuff. It's just discouraging. You feel like you should be farther, and you're not. I think everybody can relate to that, you know? My streams might work better on Fridays or the weekend, not the beginning of the work week. Yeah, probably you're right. I've also just never done a night stream, so it makes sense that nobody would show up, because you guys all show up for stuff during the day. You're used to it at this point, right? Sweden is like 8 hours ahead of the US. Yeah. I'm just here to watch drawings to calm down. I'm sorry. Sounds stressful, honestly. I'm glad. Well, hopefully, a little few hand drawings will calm me right down. but it still doesn't look bad actually. Portions are a little messed up in the fingers, but it's alright. Do you have any plans to update your website and post more artworks? Yeah, very much so actually. The big problem with my website right now is well, two things. Is it needs a serious visual update. But I'm trying to improve at graphic design and also make like a better looking brand for it. This is trouble with doing everything by yourself. You know, your stuff's only going to be as good as how well you can design. So right now I'm not that great of a designer, like mediocre at best. And I can do a lot with other people's stuff. Like if I have a brand guideline, but making one on your own is difficult, you know. And then the second thing is I haven't gotten as many for a while now. I haven't gotten as many hours from the like full-time job that I have as a graphic designer. So I have that email list, and I literally haven't been able to do the email list because I had to stop paying for the email service, because after you cross so many subscribers or email list subscribers, it costs money, and so it was costing me like $50 a month to maintain it, and I didn't have the money because I was already like barely paying for like rent and food. So I want to update the website for sure. I already know sort of what I'm going to do when I come back, because I have some... Wacom gave me a couple of tablets that I don't use, so I want to bring the email list back, do a little giveaway for the people that stick around. And then, you know, visually update the website, probably to just like one page that's not even scrollable, just to really get people to join the email list and help teach until I have something that I can do more with, like an actual class or something. So yeah, I have a lot of plans. It's just, like I said, it's hard when you're on your own. There's a lot to do. Done a lot of painting studies lately, and it's been really fun painting from references, so I didn't have to struggle with ideas. To be honest, painting only from imagination is tougher because you have to make a lot of decisions. Yeah. I did a study from reference too. I'll show it another time when I'm drawing like figure anatomy, because if I show naked people on a hand stream, I'm gonna have to flag it as showing, you know, naked people. But yeah, I did a study too, and the study was hard. I'm not gonna lie. I've never really done. It was a photo study, Never really done a full figure painting study, except maybe once, but it was in black and white and it was from another artist, so it was very simplified and easy to follow. But a color photo all by myself, not that. And that was hard. Even with reference, so. But yeah, studying for imagination is really, it's like a quiz. You're taking a test, and you know, there's studies about this too, about how test taking helps you improve, because it's basically your ability to recall information, and recall, we know, is, I mean, if you know, I haven't talked about it in a while, but you know that I have talked about like recall and space learning are really effective ways for you to learn. So when you're taking a test, you're testing your ability to recall information. And, rendering out forms is much more different from just sketching them. Like, I can sketch the torso really quickly and have like muscles here and everything, but knowing the planes of everything is like it's a whole different ball game, right? So now you have your shadow shapes and you're worrying about, you know, the edges, if this is a soft core shadow and a cast shadow, and there's so many more things that you have to keep track of and practice. So painting is like this whole other beast than drawing. So even if you can draw a torso really well, doesn't mean you can paint it well, even with reference. Let's see. Hey, Sod, how's it going? Hey, Drew. I haven't even moved on to painting. It's so daunting to me. Yeah, no, 4 is right. It's okay to try out. There's that initial fear is just to stop you from making any sort of effort, because it's going to be difficult and your brain likes to conserve energy. But once you start and you start getting curious about how to do stuff, it's fun and you want to keep doing it. Okay. Lucky, I haven't been able to make it canceled, but I think it can be open to discussion. Procreate artists are overrated, traditional doodles are underrated. I mean, I don't know why you'd say that. It's just a tool. Doesn't matter what tool you use. It's just whatever you like. I've used Procreate. Procreate is... every tool has its own challenges. Procreate is just as hard as anything else, you know? I don't really think that makes anything underrated. Digital art, well, you know, this is a lot of prejudice that people have with digital art, at least when it first came out. Now that we have a totally different AI problem now, but when digital art first came out, like, people, you know, what's happening? Thought that that was cheating or something, and there was a lot of like prejudice against it. Digital art did not make art, or did not make drawing or painting easier in the sense that it's easier to learn. Like, it's still the same difficulty. It's just easier in the sense that it is faster and you can do a lot more with it. Because if I wanted to make this, like, if I wanted to make this hand, this one right here, like an old hand, instead of redrawing the entire thing, I could just copy paste it and then change it a little bit, right? That's fast, that's speed, and that's how it makes things easier. Has nothing to do with, you know, the program being like taking care of the work for me somehow. So yeah, Lucky, I think that opinion will get you canceled because it's not really, it has no basis in fact. It doesn't really make any sense, to be honest. Hey, Quackin'. Looks like 4 straighten things out. And both digital and traditional, I think I only have come up with the idea because I was too insecure about my art. I mean, the one thing that I would say Procreate artists do, although, I mean, it looks like you can use this in Paint Tool Sci, and I would be very careful about this for anybody who's learning, is the stabilizer. Again, if you're using it for work stuff and you need to get stuff out fine. Just know that when you learn with a stabilizer, you're gonna be so fucked up when you try to do anything for yourself. And I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of like jealousy that can come out of that, of like that person's only making nice lines because they're cheating or something because they're using the stabilizer. And I can definitely see that happening. But again, they're only hurting themselves. Like if they're using a tool like that, like it may be more difficult for you to create stuff because you are not using said stabilizer, but they are only hurting themselves. But yeah, back when I made my little Cinnamon Toast comic, I used the stabilizer for the inking part because I still sucked at it, and I was like, my brain was like, I need to get this done, so let's just use it. And I realize now that the ultimately will hurt me more in the end. I don't know if they have a stabilizer in the rest of the programs. I don't remember there being one in Photoshop, but maybe there was one and I didn't notice. Clip Studio, not sure. I guess jealousy is the word, but yeah, it's not important now. I just want to draw good. Because you know what's going to happen is if you keep going the way that you're going and learning the way that you are, you're going to fly right past those people. And they're going to be sitting there, well, either kicking themselves for using it or not understanding why they can't draw lines that don't come out right. They can't draw straight lines or curvy lines that have rhythm and flow. Like, this is not hard to get used to. You will get used to making lines like this eventually. You don't need a stabilizer because you think you're gonna like, that's probably like you're gonna make lines like this and you want it to come out like that, right? You'll get used to it. You just have to be uncomfortable for a little bit, and people just really don't like discomfort. You're gonna get so good at making lines and stuff. I just recently saw a video of, I don't know if any of you guys know Yona Yamamai. She's an incredible artist. But I saw her doing her line work, and she pet her, like one of the first things they teach you when you're making, like, drawing something is to not pet your lines. Like if you're doing a box, to not, I mean, typically they're talking about like you going like this, making a head, right? That you're not coming around because you have all these extra dashes. But petting can also be considered, you know, going over your lines in a sense. So if I were to go over these again, right, then you have all these extra lines and it looks bad. But she pet her lines, but she was just so precise. She like pet her lines for hair and the forehead and came out like this, and she was inking it so it would just get like darker and more precise. But it was so interesting to watch her do a sketch like that, because you realize that some of the advice that they give you is nonsense. Like, artists still pet their lines even as professionals. It's just a matter of being much more accurate. and that just takes time. It's got a little screwed up, but it's okay. I'm gonna go with it. I got I use both Procreate and Photoshop on Wacom. It's not the best hand. Some poses are harder than others. Let's go with something. Oh, this could actually prove to be a little bit more challenging as well. We'll see. Oh, fine. Oops. Photoshop has it. It's called smoothing. You have to toggle it on each individual brush. Oh, see, I didn't know that. I wonder if I was using it the whole time I was in Photoshop and just had no idea. I know to look for it now. So, like you can see up here at the top, there's a stabilizer, and it is off. It's at 0. There are worse habits an artist could have than using a stabilizer. Yeah, Quack, and I understand that about display tablets. I see where you might want to use that. I haven't used display tablets enough to know about that. Or to know enough about it. This too wide or something? You have back problems for? Monitor arm, a second display, 2 ergo rests, and height adjustable graph. Thought the Cintiq would fix all your problems. This needs to be smaller. Hands are so challenging. I feel like I've seen these references on Pinterest. Yeah, this is let's see if I pronounce her name correctly. Sierpinger. This is just like I saved like a couple of her Twitter pictures, but I think she has a whole like mini tutorial you can get through Gumroad. This is her as well. See her watermarks right here. Surfing her. They're really good references though. She's very good at hands. Once you know them, you really know them. Yeah, they're really good. I like how she separated out the digits into different colors as well. Hey, Ryuzaki. Reckon you're dying. Yeah, we're studying hands, Ryazaki. I'm sorry to hear that you have a cold, Quacking. Yes, vaccinations are important. Or we still have to get ours. Or you can just avoid people. Which is probably what I do. I wear my mask pretty much everywhere. Well, anytime I have to be around people. So, I don't want to be sick. There's only two there. I'd rather be able to visit my parents and friends. So no, I still see people. I just I generally don't go to like big gatherings and parties and stuff. Also just because I'm busy too, but I could take a standing break for a sec, guys, so do this. Still nervous about getting even COVID and stuff, so I'm very cautious. Is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, my parents are visiting. They're on a plane now, so definitely want to be able to see them, and they're all vaccinated and stuff, or the most recent vaccination, so I gotta do that too. Just isolate yourself from the world, then you'll have none of these worries. The worst part about being ill is you still have to be an adult and handle your daily life. I need an adult to your adult. I know. Society kind of expects you to just work through your cold. You get like one day off maybe, and then it's just like, okay, you're supposed to go back to work. COVID changed that a little bit, but now it seems like people don't care still. They're just like, get your coworkers sick. That is if you don't have a remote job. But they'll just want you to come in still. D. Baybridge reference? Is that who this is? The red lines? I didn't know who it was because it was just Japanese or Chinese. I don't know what those symbols are. The languages. I have a ton. I think I have all of it. All of the stuff he posted. Or she. I don't know who it is. but they're really great references. I like seeing how they break apart the forms and kind of connect them like little puzzle pieces. Those are by Dragon Ball Abridge. No, first hands were from Sirpungur. You can see her watermark right here. You can read it. She's really great at drawing and inking and everything. TV Choi would have been a good reference too, actually. I wonder if we can bring in some of her work. TV Choi. TV Choi draws very rounded fingers. Let's see. When they're nice and chunky when they're big. I wonder. Huh, she doesn't have a lot of hand drawings actually that I've saved, so I guess I can't do it. I think there's a couple in her book, so another time. We'll be doing this one. I have a bunch of random hand references. I'm sorry, it was the thing. You're okay. You're okay. You got eye bones. Okay. Gross. Hey, Lily, you're okay. Go back up. Okay. Wait, she has a book? Yeah, TV Choi has a book. I have it right here. Make sure this is right here. It's design your own anime and manga characters. She does have hands in here. Boy. I just do not have I don't have any digital images that I can put up for hands. I'm using this like stepper thing. It's it lets you kind of walk up and down, you know. And I was coming off of it for a second, and I leaned back, and it slammed on the ground. And he's such a big baby, scaredy cat. He jumped off the couch where he was sitting. He's over there. Keanu. Ooh. Yeah, he's a good boy. Can't really see him very well, sorry. Oh. That way. Alright. I think we're good at standing. Ryuzaki might need to get that one too. Yeah, I like that one. It's good. Doesn't have everything in it, but TB Choi is a very good designer of anatomy, and just in general, but anatomy specifically, I really like how she designs the figure. So it's a very, oh no, it just happened. So I enjoy the book. It doesn't have everything in there. Kind of just touches on stuff really quickly. Thank you. Hearts for dogs. Where is my mouse? There we go. Couldn't see. All right. Let's go with this one. Buddy, where you going? She's very dynamic overall. Yeah. She still personally leans towards more of a form versus shape kind of thing. And I still have to like design mine a little bit in the direction that I want, which is more towards shape. But she is very dynamic. She does a great job. Especially if you're someone who doesn't really know how to design the figure. That just came to mind. I wonder if Riot or Tencent has a school at all. I think Epic Games / Riot has talked about not necessarily a school, but like some sort of like deeper education thing that they wanted to set up. Here, remember hearing something about that. But a school, I do not think so. Loads of... Hi, Smiley. Hands used to be one of your favorite things to draw. They're fun, mostly. I'm struggling right now, but you know. So confusing. The hand feels stumpy, but simultaneously the fingers feel like they're too long, so it's confusing. Just that. I think if it's temporary act as a pinky when you continue down with the hidden point finger, will stretch the image. Oh, because my pinky's too long and big, it makes everything look weird. I think sort of is, I'm assuming is what you're saying. Maybe you're right. Oops. I'll try to fix it for a second, but if I'm not getting it, then we're gonna stop this nonsense. even understand. Well, that helped a little actually. Thank you. Oh. Next. Deal with the fist. Seen loads of ex-Ride employees teaching online. Don't think they have a school. Yeah, no, I don't think they have a school either. Yeah, I don't think, especially with the competition now, they wouldn't hire somebody that doesn't know how to do stuff. You still get training, on-job training, even though I guess it's kind of redundant, but yeah, there's too much competition now. They have plenty of artists who want to work, so they're not really going to teach you anything while you're there. I mean, you'll learn while you're there if you're new, like if you're a junior artist or something. Even as senior artists, you might learn things that you just weren't in your process. How often do I stream? Usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 8:30 to 10:30 Pacific. So 3 days a week usually. Although I've had to change the hours this week because my parents are visiting and we're gonna be cooking a lot of food and doing stuff, so I had to change it up a little. And yeah, sometimes the hours change. I always try to post them at the beginning of the week in the like community tab of what hours we're going to be doing for streaming, but typically it's those hours. Too big with the fingers. Maybe. But yeah, you could look at all the, the old live streams that we got. You can see I've been streaming pretty often for the past several weeks. It was just a bit of a wild thought. Since Ryan parent company Tencent are so huge, they might be thinking far enough to start their own schools and develop talent in-house. I did think I heard something about that, so maybe I'm mistaken, but I could have sworn they were developing something like that. It would make sense. Sort of exactly like you said, right? Like, develop talent so that they can come work for Riot, make it so that they have jobs and a good transition. They basically go straight from school to work at Riot. Riot already has really dope art too, like why wouldn't you take that deal? Most people would jump at the chance to work at Riot. And I would not blame them. Again, Riot's artwork is awesome. There's some really amazing artists that work there, not just in like character design, but even like their graphic designers, and you just got a really talented staff, highly skilled staff, some of the best in the industry for sure. I mean, they use freelancers and stuff too. For splash images and things like that. I'm sure for other stuff. Definitely looking forward to your videos. If I can't tune in, I'm trying to find my own courage to pursue art on the side. Oh, that's exciting. You should definitely do it. If it fits with your life, of course. No pressure. Oh, that turned out all right. Hey Jakio, how's it going? Pretty art doesn't say anything about how their work conditions are. Uh, yeah, I don't know how bad the crunch culture is at Riot, to be honest. It's not a good thing. I worked at Naughty Dog as QA, and I know firsthand how shitty crunch culture is. It's not fun, and it shouldn't be the norm. We just have like, we have no like artist union to protect us from crap like that. Well, you know, we really need to demand that kind of change. I'm not necessarily super advocate of working for these big companies in the first place. It can be something that's exciting at first, but really draining almost immediately. So you really gotta decide if it's right for you and how long you want to do it for. Some people enjoy it. Again, not that we should celebrate crunch culture or anything, but we should definitely speak up about it. I think more people are speaking up about it now, especially with all the layoffs happening throughout the gaming industry. Yeah, our teams typically don't get crunched, but I can promise you at art, like I can just imagine that it's not great at Riot because of how quickly they churn stuff out. Like Fortnite alone, right, is so many new seasonal updates with skins and everything. Those teams have to be working overtime crunch like all the time. I can't imagine that they're getting all that done. I mean, they have big teams, so I could be wrong, but they're probably crunching some of the time for sure. But when you have a ton of stuff that you're releasing, you either need a massive team, or you have a smaller team that's working a lot. I feel that's why some people leave and do their own independent work, because it's a lot less stressful instead of it being exhausting and overwhelming. Yeah, no, that is definitely why some people leave. This is not close enough. again, I'm very much of the opinion that I think we're gonna see a bigger shift towards smaller studios and groups as we watch these companies just tear into artists more and more. You know, people are gonna tolerate less and less. I wish they would do it now, but you know, can't do everything fast. So companies that don't treat their employees well are going to find out the hard way that they're not going to stick around. Oh yeah, anime is way worse. They pay like it's notoriously low pay, way overworked, like people sleep at their desks kind of stuff. You couldn't pay me to be an animator in Japan. Like, no thank you. Those people are disrespected 100%. And we're all about the healthy creative process here. I'm not gonna be sleeping 2 hours every night. Yeah, I mean, manga creators, that's why a lot of them get like sick and can't work on their manga when it's like, you know, 100 chapters in or something because they've been sleeping 2 hours a night. Just because people like Eiichiro Oda, like, just because he can do it. I mean, he doesn't sleep 2 hours a night anymore, but he did at one point. But just because he did it doesn't mean it should be the norm. It's my eraser, right? Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, well, that's interesting. It'd be really cool though if by the time I become a professional, like there are people who are just want to work on team. I could even do a video about it. Like join a team that's working on a cool independent project and really bring it to life. Make our own little studios at for CEO. Nice talking to you, Smiley. I hope I see you again. See you later, Ryuzaki. Have a good one. When I was like 19, I considered that stuff hardcore, but now I'm 34, I'm like, I ain't gonna shorten my lifespan over some dumb drawings. An hourly rate for independent artists is like $60. Yeah, can be higher than that. Just depends on how good you are. Can be a lot higher than that, actually. Hey, Akil. How's it going? References are nostalgic to me. I used them so much in my early 20s. Yeah, they're pretty nice. I definitely gotta find some more stuff. I like practicing from uh, hands from anime screenshots because I really like stylize the hell out of the fingers. Like I've seen you get like a finger that's like this. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this right. The fingertip is like that, you know? It looks so cool when it's actually done out on a pose and everything. My last space for a hand, so I need it. Hopped in between the lives some time ago. Couldn't stay. That's okay. Beating. I had to get some wall to learn hands. It's honestly not as bad. Like I know that I'm sucking on some of these, but like it's not too bad. I know I can sort of get it, and I'll get it over time. Um, Struggling too because I have allergies. Yeah, I do too. The doctors can't tell me what I'm allergic to, so I'm pretty sure it's just straight up pollution. What shape do you use to simplify the hand? You use a trapezium? I don't really know what a trapezium is. But yeah, kind of like Quack or Or said, I use a glove. Some basic form of like this, 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 and then however you want to pose the fingers. So kind of looks like a glove, especially when you're like drawing a character and you have to draw hands tinier, you know. It just straight up looks like a glove. You know. I think it's about getting these proportions correct. You know, making sure the thickness here matches the length here. I think it's the, is it from the inside or no, the outside that the fingers feel a little bit longer and a little bit shorter when you're looking at it this way versus this way. Alright guys, that is going to be all for today. But we did a decent number of hands. The shape you used to draw the bomb is a trapezium? Okay. See, I forget everything about geometry. But yeah. A trapezium then. Trapezium glove. Damn. We gotta study more hands and the arm so I can figure out how that wrist really attaches. You know. Thank you, you guys. Yeah, no, they definitely come in handy. You guys are super nice. Alright, man. Keel, Quacking 4. I'm not sure if everybody else left, but thank you for joining. I actually didn't get that. These exercises will come in handy. They will. Oh my god. Okay, you guys have a good week. Enjoy, you know, your holiday stuff if you're doing anything. Eat a lot of good food if you can. Yeah, that was pretty good for it actually went over my head. I'm so sorry. Yeah, have a good one, guys.